What is up, guys? Again, NotTheWorst here, bringing another Black Desert online video, and today we are taking a look at something I haven't covered in actually almost exactly a year. I think the last video was about March 20th or something when I tried to look it up, but we are going to look at progress update with what's been going on and where my gear's at and what I plan to work on moving forward from here. Since we haven't done that in a year. To be honest, I haven't been posting as many videos in the last year or so. That's just some new work stuff I've got going on IRL. So although I played BDO as much, if not even slightly more than I did, my video making has taken a little bit of a backseat, but I've been streaming a lot more because there's just less prep work. I can click the thing and just get to it. So at any rate, let me pull up the gear setup from what we had when we did the video about a year ago. So we take a look at that, we can see that I was 297, 299, 371 in the Kudum setup, and then 310, 312, 359 in the Nuver set. Tet Tungrads around the board, a Tet neck, and then of course distos. I had that update, I believe, came shortly after I hit my second pen Black Star, bringing that gear. And at the time, that was pretty high gear for your average run-of-the-mill. Nowadays you see this a lot more. Not that the gear's not up there. If that's what you're running, it's definitely up there, but it's of course fallen to the wayside as far as the upper end. So if we take a look at what I've done since then, you can already see I hit 65 actually just a few days ago thanks to this new Gyfin setup. We also have artifacts that have been introduced to the game, which obviously add an extra element to your gearing. But let's switch over here and show you what we're working with now. So looking at our Kudum setup, I'm 310, 312, 391. Some additions to this, the neck is now pen. We got a pen Voltara as well instead of the Tet Tungrad that we were running, pen Ruins ring, and then I was actually trying to make another pen Ruins ring here. Just so happened in the night that we were doing the enhancing for it, I clicked my first Tet accessory attempt for that day was a Tungrad ring, and the next 6 were for Tet Ruins rings, and all 6 Ruin rings failed. So I said, screw it, let's just click this on a whatever, and it went on 169 stack, which is kind of ridiculous, but yeah, so that was supposed to be a Ruins ring, but I'm obviously not ditching that from there. So this is set up with Kudum. If we swap over to Nuver, we're looking at 324, 326, 381. Of note, we are C20 in each of these. We have a Tet Fallen God at this time, and left this at C10. I actually had this higher and had since pulled some Kafirs out of it when we had the event where you could move it out for free, just in preparation for Labreska helmet. Didn't bother pushing it there. The Nuver is also at C7 for a little bit of extra juice there on different setups. And then because the pen accessory Jatina quest, welfare pen quest does exist, I have a pen Narc because it's from the quest, right? So if we want the gear score flex, I don't actually use this setup for anything, but there it is. Now I have 715 gear score because, I don't know, because Narcs give you gear score and you can just talk about it like it's awesome, but I don't actually use it. Artifact sets, I have a lot of different artifacts, different things I was using. I think these I just ran the 400% XP, which is a little bit of help acquire in these Black Spirit Rage ones. Some help at Gyfin since the XP is really high. We've had a lot of XP events going on. Extra 400% was pretty great. As far as what I'm running PvE wise right now, the set that I am running is called Goddess something, right? Goddess's Blessing. So it's 2 Fallen Stones and then a Combat and Skill Alert Stones as well, which gives 100% XP, 20% skill XP, and then plus 11 comma damage. And then in addition to those stones, it's actually 21 total monster damage and 125 combat XP. Alternatively, I actually have a 3rd Fallen Stone of Fire as well. I could run 3 of those in an Iridescent. I don't have an Iridescent, and I haven't been able to get one to drop. And I also don't feel great about paying like 2 bill or 1.5 bill, whatever they're floating around right now, knowing that in the not so distant future they'll sit on the market like they do in KR around the 500-700 mil range. So yeah, I'm not like super big on jumping to it. The difference would be no combat XP bonus, which at this point I don't really care about the combat XP, and it would be 30 combat damage since I'm grinding Gyfin PvE wise for that, at least for now. So that's kind of the setup there. I'd like to get a strike stone someday. That'd be really good, or a couple of blade stones. Blade would allow me to run the critical chance plus 14%, and then also has some monster damage on it as well, which Succession DK would really like that crit chance. It'd give you 100% crit rate on a lot of skills that are a little bit short of it already for PvE anyway, so that would be kind of nice. But you know, same with strike stones, blade stones, you can't just get them. I've got pre-orders just sitting with 2 billion locked on each one just kind of waiting. So we get there when we get there. Other sets I'm running, of course, magical accuracy I think is pretty standard for DK. Again, I don't have the strike stones, otherwise we would want to run marked strike, rage, lungs to pick up the critical hit damage plus 6%, along with the accuracy increase and a little bit of AP juice and some stamina. Since we don't have that, I'm running marked rage, lungs. That gives us actually more accuracy overall than it would. So obviously that's just the PvP setup to kind of get from there. I get comments every once in a while about not running an accuracy accessory, and if I fight like a full C20 like maxed striker or mystic, how that goes. It doesn't go super well. I have a much easier time in actually in succession than I do in awakening in that stance, and I know it kind of seems counterintuitive that it'd be that way, but the damage output's higher to where it can actually like get in there with it. But it's extremely rare that those kind of matter, and I'm not in a point with my gear where I want to just devote, like I'm not going to go chase like Dawn Earrings or something like that right now, just specifically for when I run into these very far and few 1v1 matches with that type of geared Mystic or Striker specifically. It's, yeah, I mean, if that's your thing, go for it. I'm not like knocking it, but for how I play this game, it's just not going to be something I go after. Other sets I have, I've got a Monster DR set up with 4 Iron Wall. I use this for literally nothing. I just had the artifacts, so I got it. 7 melee damage reduction. I have stamina. I have HP ones. I haven't really put anything in a lot of these. I just have them. I actually got today a second magic AP one. I might do something with that. I don't know. Artifacts are really cool because they're extremely flexible. You can do a lot of different things with them and kind of go different builds based on what you're doing. It's possible, I don't know, maybe I throw like if I can ever get an iridescent stone, maybe I take the monster AP one or the magic AP one or something and dump 3 of the demi-human stones in for orcs or something like that. Who knows? Again, we have a lot of flexibility with that sort of thing, so we'll see how it goes over time. As far as what I want to do moving forward, we'll take a look at a little Garmoth planning. The only change here, essentially, is picking up the Tri-Labresca helm. Now, I am kind of prepped for this. I have the stacks to go to try pretty concretely. I set up for that very early on. I have the 3 J's hammers already chilling. I have a ton of costumes I'm willing to sacrifice out of here that I literally never put on, including those. And then I also have several costumes on other characters from season quests or season rewards and that sort of thing over time. And then we have 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20 about 21-ish in the storage here. So overall, I likely have around 35 costumes that I've picked up over time between on other characters and then what's sitting in the warehouse. And then I have, I think, 5,000 to 6,000 crons in the Velia, something like that. They just gave out 3,000 for that. Yeah, 5,500 chilling there. Probably have some more laying on random characters from whatever reward stuff. So we've got a decent chunk. I think Try should definitely be capable. The hammers, I'm not planning on using those for Try. I'd like to use those for Tet. The issue I have at the moment is I don't actually have a super relevant stack for Tet. I'd be clicking somewhere in the 170 zone on a Tet Fallen God if I had to. I will do it with the hammers if I get Try early enough and I get to the point where they're going to expire. But my actual gear goal, when somebody says, what piece you're working on next, what are you going for next? I'm going for a 200 plus fail stack at the moment. I've succeeded too many things recently with these pen accessories that ate up a lot of stacks, so I don't have one. That's what I truly want to do, is just build up stack. So I actually have something I can use those hammers on. Outside of that, the Pen Black Star offhand coming out, I will likely go for it. I'm not like pursuing it as far as like I really want that piece, more so a content piece. We typically do like clicks for Pen Black Star type stuff every time we hit like 25 subs on the stream, so I'll probably just keep that as the sub goal, and I'll probably just click that Uncron to help try and push stacks for an actual respectable Tet Labresca helm for the setup. But anyways, looking at Try, assuming that I can hit that before the end of the hammer thing, May 20th, May 22nd, something like that, which hopefully I can do with the materials we've stored up. Looking at Try, we'd be 324, 326, 390 in Nuver, 310, 312, 400, one short of the bracket there, which is like slightly annoying. I suppose you could Caffers, I think it's around 3, yeah, for 1 DP for that last bracket, but then again, it's PvE, and I'm kind of like, what do I care? You know what I mean? Don't know that I necessarily have to have that bracket. It doesn't really matter. Places where the DPs like more relevant are like Gyfin, Crypt, Ash Forest. It's not so much that DP's there or not. It's more so like the mechanics of the actual zone you're grinding in and paying attention. And then the gear score flex setup, which I still wouldn't use for anything, but we'd be at 724 gear score, picking up that Tri-Labresca helm. So that's kind of the goal overall. So anytime somebody's asking me, what are you working on at the moment? I'm working on getting a stack relevant enough to click Tet Labresca helm. That is my goal. Aside from that, I have pre-orders in on better lightstone setups that I want instead of just kind of like, you know, budget build, whatever. I'm running enhanced focus and Kamo goddesses, whatever stuff for now. There's better setups. I'd like to run better setups. I just don't have access to the lightstones. I have spent probably 10 billion silver or so opening lightstones that I get off the marketplace for it, and I have not gotten any of the ones that I actually wanted. I have seen several 2 billion stones, disrupt and that sort of thing that I sold off and then rolled into more stones, which is how we ended up 10 bill in the hole before I stopped doing that because it's extremely inefficient and the lightstones continue to go down every day, or at least become a little bit more common as more of them get in there, because once you have the ones you want, you kind of don't need them if you come across them again. So that's the goal there. Get a stack for Libresca. Definitely try and push it to try, once we get the drop, to drop out of the snow zone first, and hopefully be able to use at least those hammers on some Tet swings on a decent attempt for it on a decent stack there. After that point, we'll have to start considering another stack, because likely that Pen Deboreka neck is going to be something we start thinking about from there, possibly continuing to Calfresh the Nuver, maybe up to C15 or something like that, or maybe once I get the helm out of the way, potentially that's when I'll start thinking about like Dawn Earrings or something along those lines for the more niche situations of fighting, you know, a high geared evasion player, because it is quite a bit of nuisance how many CCs you have to land against those type of classes as a DK anyways. So there you have it. Let me know what you guys think about the build plans here, what's going on, or things that you're working on and stuff. What have your successes been like over the last year or so? I know we just got those another Jay's hammer, so there's a lot of new Pen Black stores floating around. So go ahead and tell me your stories, or even link the clip to it if you got it, and we'll check that out for sure. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like it. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe so you get notifications when new videos go live. And if you'd like to catch me playing live, there's a link to my Twitch page in the description down below. Jump on over there, drop a follow so you get notifications for that as well. With that said, that's going to be it for this one. I want to thank everybody for watching, and I will see you next time.